Okay, so what we have now is simplifying algebraic expressions. And whenever you get, have a look at question 1, you can see here that the 9a is called the term. And the coefficient, write down the coefficient of each of the following terms. The coefficient is always the number in front of the pronumeral. So in 9a, together they're called a term. That's called the pronumeral, the actual a, and the coefficient is the number in front. So the coefficient of the 9a is simply 9. B, in question B, the coefficient of 6y is simply 6. Okay, so very straightforward there. Okay, question 2, circle the like terms. 2a, we've got the like terms are going to be the 5a and the 9a. Okay, you would have done this in the previous section, so this should be fairly straightforward. Question 3, simplify the following. 2x plus 3x is 5x. Okay, not 5x squared, that's when you're multiplying. Okay, 2 apples plus 3 apples is 5 apples. Okay, in question 3b, you've got a plus a plus a plus a. So if you collect all of those together, in total we have 4a, and we're done. All right, let's move on now to question 4's more collecting like terms. Question 5 is on multiplying. Of course, when you have 8 times d in question 5a, that's the same as 8d. In question 5b, 8 times a times c is 8ac, and you're done. Okay. Let's go to question 5h now. 5h, you've got 9 times 2 times m times n. Well, 9 times 2 is 18. So you're going to write down 18, and then mn is going to be the actual answer. All right, write the following expressions in expanded form. Question 6. Expanded form means write this as 16 times x times y. Okay. The next one, 5ab, is 5 times a times b. And so on and so on. Okay, you know what to do there. Collecting like terms we have worked on. We're going to move on now to page 84. Okay, page 84. Question 1a. Write 12 times p in a shorter way, 12p. Okay. B. Write 5 times 3 times y in a shorter way, 15y. Okay, let's jump to question E now. Explain the difference between 36x and 3 times 6 times x. I want you to be careful. If I say to you a times b, simplify a times b, you can get rid of that times and just write down ab. Okay, but you can't do that when you have numbers. Like you can't take 3 times 6, get rid of the times and say 36. That makes no sense whatsoever. So just be careful there. So this question's asking, explain the difference between 36x and 3 times 6 times x. Well, 36x is just 36x. Excuse me. 3 times 6 times x is 18x. Okay, so they're completely different terms. Now, what's the difference between them? Well, you can subtract, because that's what difference means. 36x minus 18x is 18x. And you're finished. Okay, very important you understand that. Question 2, write the following expressions without multiplication or division signs. Question 2a, 5 times 4 times p is 20p. B, 8 times m times 5. You can do 8 times 5 first, which is 40, so 40m. Question 2c, this is very important, this question. X plus 4 times y. Remember your BODMAS, leave the plus alone and focus on doing the multiplication. Now what's 4 times y? 4y. Now this x plus 4y as your answer cannot be simplified any further because these are not like terms. So your answer must remain that way. (2d), you just write down 6 outside of 2a plus 3. Okay. If I have a look now at question n, let's do one with division. You just 5x divided by 17, you just rewrite it like this. Because the question said, rewrite the question without any multiplication or division. So that's what I've done here, 5x over 17. Question 3 is an extension of question 2, and question 4 is also very similar. I'm just seeing now question 4. I'll do a couple of questions here. 6 outside of a plus 3, 5p outside of q plus 3, ab outside of c plus 5. All I'm doing here is eliminating, okay, the multiplication or division signs, because that's what the question has requested for us to do. Be careful in questions like K, okay? You've got 2x plus 1 times x plus 3. So what you do, you just rewrite it exactly like this. Just get rid of that multiplication sign there. Okay, moving along now to substitution. Right, you've got, they've told us in this question that a is equal to 5. And now they want us to find the value of 7a. Well, if a is equal to 5, you're going to write here 7 times 5. You're going to replace that a there with 5. 7 times 5, which is equal to 35. In B, 9 times a plus 1. So you're going to do 9 times 5 plus 1, which is 45, plus 1, which is 46. I'll jump straight to D, a squared. Well, anything squared means multiply it by itself. So a squared is the same as a times a. Okay. So 5 times 5, which is 25. G, a cubed is going to be a times a, which is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. Okay. I'll do L, the last one. A minus 2 divided by 15. Well, remember, in this question, they said to replace a with 5. So you're going to do 5 take away 2, and that answer there divided by 15. Now, what's 5 take away 2? 3. So 3 divided by 15. So now that you have 3 divided by 15, you've done fractions in earlier this year. So 3 over 15 can be simplified to 1 over 5. Okay, just dividing these by 3. All right, you're still going to have to use fractions and decimals for the remainder of the course. Now, in question 1, we only had one pronumeral, a. In question 2, we've been given a is 3. We've been told that b is 5. We've been told that c is 8. And we've been told that d is 10. So here we have different pronumerals in the question. And that's fine. Question 2a is a plus b. So you're going to do a plus b. Remember they said that a was 3 and b was 5. No problem. Which is equal to 8. Question D is a times b times c. So a times b times c. even if I come down to question K, you've got C plus D, in other words 8 plus 10 in brackets minus A squared, which is 18 minus 9, which is 9. Fairly straightforward, okay? Just sub the numbers in exactly the way that you see them. Question 3, we have similar questions, but in a table format. This is called a table of values, okay? It's called a table of values. That's what this is called. And so what's happened here, they've given you this here, which is what we call an equation, okay? Now, we've been told in this question that your B value is always equal to 2 times your A value plus 1. Okay, that's the equation we've been given. Your B value is always 2 times your A value plus 1. So now you see in this table, this is A and they want us to find B. This is A and they want us to find B. This is A and they want us to find B. This is A and they want us to find B. And this is A and they want us to find B. So, if A is equal to 0, what's B? No problem. B is 2 times A plus 1. Remember, this is our equation. And if A is 0, B is 2 times 0 plus 1. In other words, 1. Might make my pencil a little bit smaller here. Okay. The next one. B is 2 times A plus 1. The next one. B is 2 times A plus 1. B is 2 times A plus 1. B is 2 times A plus 1. Okay, so you can see there, for every A value, I have found the B value. So when A is 0, B is 1. When A is 1, B is 3. When A is 2, B is 5. When A is 3, B is 7. And when A is 4, B is 9. And that's what you must do for all of these tables. Moving on now to question 4. You can see this is a big table, and in question 4a, we've been given x and y. And now we've been asked to find x plus y. Well, that's easy. X plus y, which is 7. Now we've been asked to find x minus y. Well, that's easy. X minus y. The next one, we've been asked to find x times y. Well, that's easy. X times y. And the next one, x squared is 5 squared, which is 25. The next one, y squared, 2 squared, which is 4. The next one is 4 times x plus 5 times y, which is 20 plus 10, which is 30. Okay, so that concludes the substitution, which is really just taking your the values of each pronumeral and subbing them in to whatever you've been asked. Very shortly, we are going to be moving on to the index notation. I trust that you have found that helpful and hope that you've been able to complete those questions, or you will be able to complete those questions with great confidence. See you at the next video.